All right. There we go. All right. Just sent it to you via messenger.
Dad said, I did send Dad and Stephen a picture of Zito. Dad says he looks bigger.
Doesn't he, though?
You are growing. You are growing.
Somebody I was holding him for one of my meetings, and somebody was like, he's huge, and I was like, I mean, I guess. I'm like, well, you just broke the 10th percentile.
Yeah, he's small for his age.
I'm like, I think his face just looks big.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's round, you know.
Hello, everybody. We're getting set up.
Yeah, I'm gonna need extra time.
That's fine.
Oh, fucking.
The dressing is really good.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
What was I just gonna do? Oh.
Why isn't that going through? Hello, everybody. Give us a few more minutes to get all set up. Glad we got so many of you already joining. Share it amongst your friends, family, anybody who's looking for it. Of course, feel free to just point on your page. You don't need to play the game or pay just to watch. You can have anybody join in and look at the stream if they want to. Ignore that. That's fine. It's a heavy duty mic for heavy duty people. All right, can you guys hear me now? I'm surprised if you couldn't hear me. I can hear me nice and clear. You shouldn't need an account to join. Don't know what we have some people messaging us. You should just be able to watch the YouTube link as you normally watch a YouTube link. Go ahead and have your team leads message Maria. Let them know that you're all in or ready to go. Just send her a thumbs up. Send her a thumbs up. Oh, we got a few returning teams coming back. Yes, they can. That person cannot hear me.
Nope, there's many people. Oh, no, okay.
All right, we're still waiting for a few teams to check in. We'll give them a little longer to get all settled. Everybody just wait patiently as we have our team start to file in. We posted the link on our event page as well as the general page.
They can ask me for the link.
Of course, if you can't find it, please feel free to ask Maria. She will send it your way.
Wait, but how can they not find it if they're watching?
That's true. Yeah. If you can hear me, you certainly have the link and you can send it to your teammates. James Cool representing TPT. Our folks from last week.
What's his name? James Cool in the gang?
James Cool in the gang. Oh, is that his
Oh, I don't know. I forget when he was on the
Oh no. If his team isn't James Cool in the gang, James, if you play again next week, maybe think of that.
No, never.
TP team is good too. Tipping Point Theaters checking in with one account, James Cool checking in with the other. Are they on the same team? We don't know. Are they two different teams competing? Maybe. I won't make any guesses. We got a lot of return folks. You do not need to type your team name into here. You can send those to Maria. Just have your team leader give Maria a thumbs up indicating that your team is good to go. It's good to know everybody's team name, so please feel free to brag about your clever team names in the chat here. But you don't have to. That is purely optional and for recreation. For the most part, the live chat is just for recreation. You will not be sending in any official answers here. And if you send your answers in here for all to see, you will be docked points.
Well, wow.
Well, it's a form of cheating, I would say. Sharing your answers in the wrong location for all to see. We got open book star catchers representing themselves. Open book star catchers, I would recommend at this point to decide if you win, if you divvy it amongst the people playing, or if you're sending it to the theater, trying to double dip, as it were. Decide it now because, you don't want things to get ugly afterwards. You don't want Carla at the end saying, "Oh, I thought we were getting the money," and saying, "No, Carla. The money was always going to the theater. That was always the case." Carla may not be a real person. I'm just making names up as we go.
Okay, so a lot of people added their names after 6 p.m. Not a problem, but can you give my Facebook
Sure.
thing in the link and tell them, because I have a lot of people.
We have a lot of latecomers. No problem. We're going to get them in. Got a lot of latecomers and a lot of people who took their team and designating their team captain. That's okay. Just have your team captain send a message to Maria. I'm going to include Maria's Facebook page. There's Maria's Facebook page. I just put it in the chat. Look up Maria Lagrasso-Gatens on Facebook, or click that chat that I just put. That it's going to send you right to her Facebook page, and you team captain can messenger. Again, we got a lot of teams joining in. We have a new record of teams here, but unfortunately a handful of them just joined a few minutes ago. So some of them may not be familiar with how it's going.
Yeah, some might not even be checked in.
Some may not be checked in. Some may not be We got a few new teams post sign up. We didn't kept that open because we want to raise some great money for Open Book Theater Company. Open Book Theater Company, great theater. Of course, we're going to be talking about them all throughout. Unfortunately, I had to cancel a few shows, a show or so. One production, at least in full. I believe it was This Random World had to be canceled. That was supposed to go through mid-April. No, it was supposed to open mid-April. I think it still would have been running. Tragic, absolutely tragic. That had to be canceled. Hopefully this will be the only show they have canceled this season, but we'll get a few dollars in for them. Ease that pain a bit as best we can. Yes, as Krista says, it's supposed to be through May 16th, so we would have been about halfway through the run because I think it was supposed to open mid-April as I recall. I got their joke later on. One of the answers last week was Watson, and they made a joke that I didn't get. It's because they have the Watson Intelligence was the name of the show that they did back in October. There was a funny joke that I didn't get at the time, but then got a little later on. So how fun. All right, we got still waiting on a few teams. Again, if you haven't had your team captain check in, have them message Maria on Facebook Messenger. I just put in the link to her Facebook page, which is a great way to just find her via Facebook Messenger. Shannon, Zito's doing great. He is probably about 12 feet to my right. 12 feet to my right. He's doing good. He's got a full stomach. He's got a fresh diaper. He's got a fresh set of threads. He's got a passy in his mouth. He's doing great. Everybody, thank you for your patience. We're going to wait just a little longer. We're still missing a few team captains.
Please register.
If you can, if you're going to play next week, as soon as you see the event, go ahead and hop in.
Hi, did you just call me? Oh, sorry, are you playing trivia? Oh, okay. Rachel and, yeah, okay.
No,
Who do you get?
That's okay.
Who?
I didn't even look.
That's fine.
Okay,
Yeah, didn't even look.
okay.
Sorry.
I thought you were making that comment. Okay, oh, that's right, okay. All right, have fun. Okay, love you, bye.
Still waiting on a few.
Yeah, but I mean, I say we start at 7:10.
That sounds great.
So I need Sharon Schlimmer.
We're still waiting on a few teams. Maria's going to pull those teams out to me just so we know everybody's up together. Regardless, we're going to start in about a minute.
Okay.
Hopefully they can get all caught up.
I'm looking for the rat
We're looking for the team leader for the Rats
and the Carlton Crazy.
and the Carlton Crazies. If you're the team leader for the Rats and the Carlton Crazies, go ahead and send a message to Maria on Facebook Messenger.
Check their
Check your email. Check your messenger. She's trying to reach out to them as best she can. Sometimes people use fake names for check-in, which makes it difficult to find y'all on Facebook. As fun as fake names are. Again, if you are a team captain of the Rats, go ahead and send that message to Maria on Facebook Messenger. Again, only your team captain needs to send a message to Maria. Don't need multiple people from the same team sending those in, as we're going to talk about in just a minute. Well, with that, it's 7:10. We're still waiting on two teams, but we're going to go ahead and get started anyways. Thank you all for your patience. We want to give everybody as fair a chance as we can. Let's go ahead and get started with today's round of virtual trivia. Today we're raising some money for Open Book Theater Company. If you haven't played with us before, here are our gameplay and rules. I'm going to go over those. So we're going to have 2 rounds of trivia tonight. There's going to be 10 questions per round, then a bonus round, if you will, and then we're going to have a final question. So each round is going to have a final question. So we have 2 final questions, really. Questions are worth 2 points each, unless we state otherwise. For the final question, you can wager all, some, or none of the points you've earned during that round. For the final question, the very final question, you can also wager the points that you earned from the previous round. Whatever team has the most points after the round 2 final question will be the winner. So it's simple math. We have a few tiebreakers set up in the event that we got a few ties. So, something to take note during this trivia, you can use whatever form of communication you'd like to communicate with your team members. You can use Messenger, you can use Skype, you can use Zoom, you can use a good old-fashioned text thread, although those can be a little slow. But please do not use anybody outside your team of 6, and also do not refer to any pages on the internet, Wikipedia, your classic encyclopedias that you have at home, asking your dog, that sort of thing. Again, keep it between you 6. And again, your team lead, just your team lead, is going to be sending your answer in to Maria. Please refrain from any takebacks. Make sure that you're sending in the correct answer to the question. Using your phone, internet, encyclopedia, or other method of research, again, is forbidden. We're going to go ahead and move on to round 1. Here are categories, some clues kind of built in here just to get a broad idea. You're not wagering these points. You're just giving you a bit of a heads up of what we're going to be working with round 1 today. Our first question is going to be about toys. Question 2 is going to be about band members. Number 3 is going to be racing. Then we'll have questions on U.S. geography, collaborations, honorary titles, TV regulars, spam, 90s movies, that's 1990s movies, and plants. Again, we're going to be asking questions about toys, band members, racing, U.S. geography, collaborations, honorary titles, TV regulars, spam, 90s movies, and plants. Well, without that, we've covered about everything we needed to. We got our rules in. Most of you have checked in with Maria, which is fantastic. We have a lot of teams today, so you'll forgive us if we need a little extra time to calculate. We have another record-breaking amount of teams today, which is great news for Open Book Theater Company. Of course, please, if you're at home, give yourselves a round of applause for supporting Open Book Theater Company as you have by buying in. And, well, let's see how much we can get from today. Question 1. What toy was invented by the son of Frank Lloyd Wright, who said he was inspired by his father's earthquake-proof foundation for Tokyo's Imperial Hotel? Again, question 1. What toy was invented by the son of Frank Lloyd Wright, who said he was inspired by his father's earthquake-proof foundation for Tokyo's Imperial Hotel? With that, you have 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock to answer that question in. Again, have your team lead and only your team lead send your answer in to Maria on Facebook Messenger. Again, do not post the answer in the chat on YouTube. Do not post it on the Facebook event. And do not send it to me. I'm not checking my Facebook. Send that in to Maria LaGrasso Gatens on Facebook Messenger. And again, just have your team lead. We don't want answers from Cram Cram and Jim Jam. That's just confusing. Who do we believe if they're different answers? I'd believe Jim Jam. He's just the more trustworthy of the two. We got 1 minute left on the clock. All right, 30 seconds left on the clock. Get those answers in. Fifteen seconds left on the clock. All right. And we got our answers in, for at least most of them. What toy was invented by the son of Frank Lloyd Wright, who said he was inspired by his father's earthquake-proof foundation for Tokyo's Imperial Hotel? That'd be Lincoln Logs. Classic Lincoln Logs. I choked on many a Lincoln Logs as I was growing up. I had little to no respect for the ages on the box. All right, moving on to question 2. John Entwistle is best known for serving as the bassist for what English rock band? John Entwistle is best known for serving as the bassist for what English rock band? 2 minutes on the clock. Everybody loves a bassist. Backbone of any rock band. Wanted to make sure the word rock band was in the question. I didn't want to give anything away. Abraham Logs. Not an answer I think we'll take. But you know what? Why wouldn't we call him that? It sounds just as valid as Lincoln Logs. No appearances from Baby Zito quite yet today. But don't give up hope. We may have to rock him back and forth. All right, we got 1 minute left on the clock. Those answers are rolling in. Rock and rolling in. All right, 30 seconds left on the clock. Finish getting those answers in, everybody. Question 3, sure. And counting down. All right, there we are. We're at a little past 2 minutes, so hopefully everybody got your answers in. Working with a lot of teams this week, which is great news for Open Book Theater Company. John Entwistle is best known for serving as the bassist for what English rock band? That'd be The Who. We are looking for The Who as John Entwistle, one of their famously serving bassists. If you're a bassist fan, or The Who fan, or the rock and roll fan, there's a lot of reasons why you may know that question. But there are a lot of reasons why you might not. All right. But who is the answer? Yes. You're right. But who is the answer? The Indianapolis 500 is scheduled around the time of what U.S. holiday every year? Again, the Indianapolis 500 is scheduled around the time of what U.S. holiday every year? Going to put 3 minutes on the clock for that one, just to give us a little bit of a buffer to help you guys get through that. Had a little bit of a delay in getting a few things tallying. Like I said, we're working with a record amount of teams. Let's go ahead and take that extra minute to get yourselves all tallied and calculated. If you already know the answer, send it in to Maria. If you're already sending your answer, please make more Who jokes. Who's on first? Guess who? The Who. The answer was not the Guess Who. It was just the regular The Who. Huh? Yeah, owls. You can. Everybody, please. Haven't seen any owl question jokes yet. And as long as your comment doesn't include the answer, please feel free to make an Indianapolis 500 answer joke. Who's on second? What's on second? Who's on first? Yep, this is about as roundabout of a chat as I was expecting. Indianapolis 500, of course, the successor to Indianapolis 499. Indianapolis 500, the 500th Pope, to use the name Indianapolis. Saint Indianapolis, the 500th. All right, we got 30 seconds left on the clock. Great. That's fine. Can I share that with the audience? They can vaguely hear you. Maria's going to be a crazy person today. She's balancing a lot of teams today.
I think it's 26 teams.
We're up to 26 teams this week. 26 teams. Getting to the point that we may have to start putting a cap. Excellent news. I'm glad that this is getting such great awareness. Oh, Maria's refusing. Never mind. We're never putting a cap on it. All right. We got 15 seconds left on the clock. No caps. Yep, I'm going only shift words. All right, we're at time. I think everybody got those answers in. The Indianapolis 500 is scheduled around the time of what U.S. holiday every year? That'd be Memorial Day. Let's see if it's canceled this year or not. Not Memorial Day, but the Indianapolis 500. I will never stop supporting Indianapolis 500. All right. Located on the eastern seaboard of the U.S., what island has been called both the Island of Tears and the Island of Hope? Located on the eastern seaboard of the U.S., what island has been called both the Island of Tears and the Island of Hope? It's good to have two nicknames sometimes. Some people, my real name isn't Andy. It's actually Andrew. So I have one nickname. It's Andy. Most people call me by Andy. And one of my Animal Crossing villagers has a nickname of Vitamin A. So, that's two nicknames for me. Just like this island. Maybe one day I'll get a second nickname. All right, those answers are rolling in. Rock and rolling in, just like The Who.
Okay.
All right, we're going to have another minute of getting these answers in. Located on the eastern seaboard of the U.S., What island has been called both the Island of Tears and the Island of Hope?
Did you do 2 minutes of hash for this one? Just curious.
I did a little longer. I did 2.5. Yeah.
Probably
Perfect forever or perfect going on, moving forward? Let's get another 30 seconds in to get those answers. Still waiting on a few teams. A lot of Smarties around. Had a couple perfect scores so far. We're only 3 questions in, though, so that's not very impressive, frankly. 4 questions in, yeah. We have some not perfect scores. That's great. The world don't move to the beat of just one drum. I can't expect you to know everything. 15 seconds left on the board. If I didn't already say that. Some of these questions blur together.
so I might not even quite that much time.
Okay. All right. Located on the eastern seaboard of the U.S., what island has been called both the Island of Tears and the Island of Hope? That'd be Ellis Island. Ellis Island. There she is, the old gray mare herself.
Old gray
The old gray mare. That's I believe that's the New York Times. That's the old green
French lady.
French woman. Who's got the Lincoln Logs? Great question. Maybe we'll answer it with this one. What blues legend shared lead vocals with Bono on the U2 song When Love Comes to Town? What blues legend shared lead vocals with Bono on the U2 song When Love Comes to Town? You have 2.5 minutes on the clock. We got pretty good response time this video, but with the sheer amount of teams we got, we're going to give Maria a little bit more cushion time to get those answers tallied. So we're probably going to be, the questions are probably going to have about 2.5 minutes going forward for the rest of them. Just so we can calculate things as we go along, so you don't have to wait 5-10 minutes when we're in our finals.
I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to have the computer do it all for me next time.
We've automated a lot of it. Maria's pretty dang good at Google Sheets. I'm a Google Sheetsman myself. We got a minute left on the clock. We got some team rivalries going on.
Ooh.
Yeah, fight it out. I want to see some blood. All right, 30 seconds left on the clock. When Maria and I set out, we set a couple goals for ourselves. We wanted to raise some funds for some local theaters. We wanted to see how fast we could make this a completely uncivil trivia event. And answer is about 6 weeks. 6 weeks. 15 seconds left on the clock. All right. What blues legend shared lead vocals with Bono on the U2 song When Love Comes to Town? That'd be B.B. King. B.B. King is the answer that we're currently looking for. Collaborator with Bono and U2. Bono's maybe had a lot of collaborators, but this is the one we're looking for today. Seen him at the Fox Theater a couple times. You get those nosebleed $20 ticket. Great performer. Abbreviated MOTB. What honorary title has been held by many women, including Eleanor Coppola in 2011, Hillary Clinton in 2010, and Kris Jenner in 2009? Again, abbreviated MOTB. What honorary title has been held by many women, including Eleanor Coppola in 2011, Hillary Clinton in 2010, and Kris Jenner in 2009? Oh, I guess I should clarify. I'm talking about I saw B.B. King at the Fox Theater. I've not seen U2 at the Fox Theater. I just don't want a rumor spilling out that I've seen U2 at the Fox Theater if I've never played there. If I've never seen it, I don't want any confusion here. Sarah Hawkins Rusk talking about Taco Bell. If you guys are ordering from Taco Bell, please post your order in the chat. Sarah, I think it's the least you can do for us. You don't have to order Taco Bell, but if you do, please post in the chat. And if you don't, give us your dream order. You got about a minute left on the clock. Well, I gave it to him. Sorry. Great. If everybody gets it in, we're good to go. Alicia looking for that Crunchwrap Supreme with guacamole. Now, I'm a Baja Blast kind of guy. You can only get it at Taco Bell. You better believe I'm getting it at Taco Bell. All right, 15 seconds left on the clock. All right, we got our answers in. Abbreviated MOTB, what honorary title has been held by many women, including Eleanor Coppola in 2011, Hillary Clinton in 2010, and Kris Jenner in 2009? That'd be Mother of the Bride. Mother of the Bride. Marie, what's that gift from?
I don't know.
She doesn't know. She just found it online.
I thought it was funny.
It is funny. It's a fun gift for fun people. In the Pixar movie Cars 2, the fishing vessel Krabby is voiced by Sig Hansen, who's a regular on what reality TV series? In Pixar movie Cars 2, the fishing vessel Krabby is voiced by Sig Hansen, who's a regular on what reality TV series? Got 2 minutes on the clock. Crunchwrap, certainly a game changer. The best fake Mexican food ever that Taco Bell's ever created, probably. If anybody's looking for some fun content, YouTube content, I really enjoy. There's a segment where Conan O'Brien on his Conan show goes to the Taco Bell tasting center where they have people do the blind taste tests. They go in and they eat brand new Taco Bell dishes or like modified Taco Bell dishes to see if that they're worth putting in on the menu. Strange. Very strange segment. Very strange people. You got half a minute left on the clock. 30 seconds on that clock. Fifteen seconds left on the clock. All right, we got our answers in. In the Pixar movie Cars 2, the fishing vessel Krabby is voiced by Sig Hansen, who's a regular on what reality TV series? That's The Deadliest Catch. Makes sense, fishing vessel. Deadliest Catch person. It's fun. It's a fun reference for, I don't know who would have got it. I don't know what the crossover is between the Cars 2 fans and Deadliest Catch. Okay, apparently a lot. People knew it. People knew it. What company first introduced the canned pre-cooked meat product Spam in 1937? Again, what company introduced the canned pre-cooked meat product Spam in 1937? Harley chiming in. That GIF we saw earlier talking about the Mother of the Bride was from the movie Mother of the Bride. Makes sense to me. Haven't seen Mother of the Bride. Haven't seen Cars 2. Haven't seen Deadliest Catch. Saw Misery last week. That was fun.
What else have we watched?
Saw Yesterday.
Onward.
That was fun.
Onward.
Thomas chiming in. Don't watch Cars 2.
I heard it was okay.
I'm sure it was fine. I'm a Planes guy myself. For Pixar's spin-off series, Planes. They're faster. They have no wheels except the ones to land on, which are barely wheels. Come on, we a lot of great things in the Planes movie, the Pixar's Planes. There's Jimmy Jet. There's Barry the B-52 bomber. I'm sure there are other great characters in Planes. Between you, I haven't seen it. You got 15 seconds left on the clock. Sorry, I'm being notified that Planes is not an official Pixar movie. It is strictly a Disney movie.
What?
Yeah, it's
That's
scandalous, if you ask
not
me.
true.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to do some deeper research. This isn't a trivia question. We're just talking about planes and cars. Let's move on to our answer. What company first introduced the canned pre-cooked meat product Spam in 1937? That'd be Hormel. Of course, the internet spam not coming from the food, but coming from the reference to the Monty Python sketch where they talked about spam, which is referencing the food. So a little roundabout, kind of. But thank you, Hormel, for the delicious canned meat. What 1998 erotic thriller starred Kevin Bacon, Denise Richards, Navee Campbell, and Matt Dillon? Again, what 1998 erotic thriller starred Kevin Bacon, Denise Richards, Navee Campbell, and Matt Dillon?
People are in it right now.
You get those answers in, you got 2.5 minutes on the clock. Come on, even Zito knows this one. He's mouthing the words over there. Erotic thriller, not as popular of a genre anymore, Maria, huh?
Anymore, but I guess it was because people know this answer.
Great. All right, still got a minute left on the clock to tell me what 1998 erotic thriller starred Kevin Bacon, Denise Richards, Naveed Campbell, and Matt Dillon.
Did you know this one?
I did know this one.
You did?
I did. I believe I do. You know what? I actually haven't seen
I made it this week.
the answer. I think I can't. I'm saying what my answer is. 30 seconds left on the clock.
You should tell them that if they want us, that I'll make them a trivia game just like ours for pay for their non-arts organization. I'll sell them the game if they want to have their own.
15 seconds left on the clock.
I'll sell them my secrets. I should do a professional development.
All right, we got most of our answers in. What 1998 erotic thriller starred Kevin Bacon, Denise Richards, Naveed Campbell, and Matt Dillon? That'd be Wild Things. Wild Things. Not a gift from Wild Things? Oh, but it's a gift talking about Wild Things. That's fun. Nothing. No. The gift itself is not from Wild Things, but it's a gift talking about watching Wild Things on Stars at 8:50.
Yeah,
That's
isn't that fun?
that is fun. It's it's that strong in popular culture that it's affected workaholics. What plant is tequila made from? Question 10. What plant is tequila made from? We still got a lot of Cars 2 chat in there. For those of you who are not watching the YouTube chat or not looking at the YouTube chat, I recommend a swing in there because there's a lot of really, really good points about Cars 2 and Nick Cage. I don't know, Thomas, because you told me that Cars 2 is the least of the Cars franchise and to skip it over, but I mean, this sounds like a great scene that you're talking about here. I think I may want to check it out. It's my last day of paternity leave. That's maybe what I want to do on my last day before I'm back to work.
Gosh, shout out Thomson Reuters.
Shout out Thomson Reuters. Yeah,
Good company.
good company.
Support them, read their magazine.
Yeah, read their news articles. They gave me 3 months of paid paternity. That's really nice in the USA. Nick Farron not talking about the quality of Cars 2, but he is saying that if you are in Disney's California Adventure, Cars Land is worth the admission.
Really?
Is
Is there a Pixar Land?
at
It's not in Disney World?
Disney California Adventure, it says
Oh,
Cars Land.
Disney.
Disney's California Adventure, which I think is technically separate from the Magic Kingdom at
It is.
Disneyland.
I didn't realize they were both Disney owned.
Yeah. I think California Adventure is a different park technically.
I believe it to be true.
All right, we got our answers in. Great news, everybody. What plant is tequila made from? That's the agave plant. The agave plant is the answer that we're looking for. A lot of great alcohols made from a lot of great plants, but we're looking for tequila and agave. All right, so those are the first 10 questions of the night. Those are our first 10 regular questions. We're going to swing on over to our bonus round now. Bonus game, 2 extra points per correct answer. In what centuries did these pandemics occur? 1, Spanish flu. 2, the Black Death. 3, scarlet fever. And 4, leprosy. Please make sure to send your answers in order in one message to Maria. Again, send them in order in one message to Maria. Again, send just one message and they are in order. In what centuries did these pandemics occur? 1, Spanish flu. 2, the Black Death. 3, scarlet fever. 4, leprosy. The reason we want it sent in one answer is because it just makes it a lot easier on Maria's eyes, but also if you accidentally send them and your internet cuts out or your Wi-Fi signal cuts out or your cell phone signal cuts out, sometimes they'll go in the wrong order. Sometimes the messages will be sent in the wrong order. And if they're in the wrong order, we're going to dock you points. But we also just want to save Maria's eyes as well. So again, make sure those are sent in one text message, one Facebook message to her. Jacqueline Cherry giving a shout out to the Incredicoaster. Jacqueline, is that at California Adventure or is that Disneyland? I don't think I've heard of it at Disney World. It's all part of Pixar Pier. I'm not familiar with Pixar Pier, so it's got to be a California Adventure thing, I think. Then
Sounds exciting.
it sounds great.
Yeah.
A whole pier dedicated to Pixar. Everybody, you got 2 minutes left on the clock. We're giving you a little extra time for those bonus questions. Yeah, it's part of California Adventure. All right, everybody, we still got 1 minute left on the clock. Send your answers in order in one message to Maria. Nope, they're going to be in order of the numbered list. So you're going to put number 1, the century for the Spanish flu. Then number 2, the century for the Black Death. Number 3, scarlet fever. Number 4, leprosy. Again, in what centuries did these pandemics occur? We'll be putting that in the order given. All right, still waiting on a few teams. We're going to give another 15 seconds. past that 3-minute mark, but we're going to give another 15 seconds. You're taking like 20th century only, not like 1900s.
I'll take, whatever.
Preferably century. For those teams that may have made that error by using the hundreds, we'll take it. We are taking those as well. We're doing those conversions. Again, preferably century.
Well, it's not that hard to convert.
No, well, I know it's a mental conversion. That just takes a second, but I'm just letting them know. Still got a little confusion.
I'm literally about to say, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Make your own game.
All right, so we're at time for that question. We got most people in. Excellent. Thank you all for getting those questions in. All right, the answers we were looking for were as follows. In what centuries did these pandemics occur? We're going to say Spanish flu in the 20th century, Black Death in the 14th century, Scarlet Fever in the 19th century, and leprosy in the 11th century. Again, we're looking for the order, those epidemics, pandemics, in regards to what their major outbreak was, a major recorded historical outbreak. Again, we were looking for Spanish flu in the 20th century, Black Death in 14th, Scarlet Fever in the 19th, and leprosy in the 11th. All right, so we are going to take a moment to finish our calculations as we go on over to our final question. Final question category is going to be Olympics. Again, our final question category is going to be Olympics. We are going to get your scores together, and we're going to tell you what you can wager up to. Bear with me a moment as I'm pulling those up.
Some teams don't care. They're bet it all.
Yeah, even before you get the scores, we do have the people going all in. All right, so here are our scores so far. This is the amount of points that you can wager up to. Team Richard Latte has 24 points. Theater Nova has 22 points. Open Book Starcatcher. Sorry, we don't have our tally open on that team. One moment as I do some mental math.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. I don't know why it did that.
Oh, no worries. Still working on that tally sheet, folks. Sorry for the delay. 24 points for Open Book Starcatcher. 4 Jews in a Room Bitchin', 22 points. Slake Sibs, 16 points. Let's Meet at the Theater, 16 points. It's a shut-in kind of day, 24 points. Waiting for Fauci, 24 points. Sofa King Suite, 18 points. Those People, 16 points. Just Us League, 22 points. FOJWPP, 26 points. Mothra's Minions, 16 points. Twisted Sisters, 24 points. Jomanda, 20 points. Pen Pals, 16 points. Quarantine, 22 points. TP Team, 20 points. Team Troglodytes, 24 points. Corona Halt, 20 points. Just for Fun, 20 points. Carlton Crazies, 22 points. The Rats, 24 points. Kevin and the Zits, 20 points. Go ahead and get your final wagers into Maria. We have a few minutes left on that. Again, the final question category is the Olympics. So go ahead and play how best you think you know the Olympics. Send those final wagers into Maria. We're going to give you about 3 minutes. If your team does not have a final wager in 3 minutes, we will consider that a 0. If you did not hear your wager points, please let me know in the chat, and I will get that to you again. Once we have all wagers in, or we hit 3 minutes, we're going to go ahead and reveal that final round question. For those of you who decided to put it all in before you knew your points, before you knew the category, I applaud you and your bravery. Beautiful presentation, Maria. All right, you got 1 more minute to get those bets in. Cool runnings, James. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get on in. Cool runnings, it's bobsled time. All right, we got all of our wagers in. I hope everybody feel real confident on that. Question is, what city was the first in the Western Hemisphere to host the modern Olympic Games? Again, what city was the first in the Western Hemisphere to host the modern Olympic Games? Summer and winter is irrelevant. At the time, it was combined. What city was the first in the Western Hemisphere to host the modern Olympic Games? Since you wagered so much, we'll give you a little extra thinking time. That's 3 minutes left on the clock. 3 minutes on the clock. Send your answers in to Maria as you normally would. I'll be back with you briefly. All right, you still got 1 minute on the clock. 1 minute left on the clock. If you see me leave the stream or close my camera, it's because I'm either A, checking on the baby-related activity, or I'm having a bite of dinner. You'll know it's me having a bite of dinner because I'll turn off the camera out of respect, because I don't want to have everybody see me eating. But you'll know I'm eating because I do not back away from the mic, so you'll hear me chewing very loudly. I'm partially conscientious. Still got a few answers rolling in. 15 seconds left on the clock. Ripperino. Oh no. Maria's our one-man score team.
Maybe it's because
It's very sad. Maybe we'll switch off next week. She may need a break from score teaming.
No, I just, when you create a game, when it takes you a couple hours to create it all while holding a 2-month-old, it's,
Sure.
If you don't like our questions, you don't have to play.
Sure. So for those who don't understand the question, the question is, what city was the first Western Hemisphere to host the modern Olympic Games? Again, what city was the first in the Western Hemisphere to host the modern Olympic Games? As we mentioned earlier, the modern Olympic Games for the first few years combined summer and winter. Does not. So if you're going to ask us what year, what was it, the summer or the winter ones? Not applicable. It was one and the same. You got a few teams who are doing some extra thinking, so we're just going to add another 15 seconds on the clock. Hopefully that cleared up a few things. Again, what was the city? All right, and with that, we are past our time. We're going to go ahead and jump into that. What city was the first in the Western Hemisphere to host the modern Olympic Games that combined both the summer and winter Olympics? That would be St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri was the first city in the Western Hemisphere to host the modern Olympic Games. If you're thinking of Greece, well, that's in the Eastern Hemisphere, isn't it? All right. So that was our final question. A lot of you got that in. Great. We're going to be going into round 2 in just a moment. We're going to do a little quick tallying of the scores, but while Maria's working on that, we're going to get familiar with our categories for round 2. We're going to be asking quite a few questions, specifically 10, and then a bonus, and then another final question. Our round 2 categories are going to be covering Italian food, logos, legal terms, games, magazines, science, TV hosts, actors, classic novels, and the Emmy Awards. Again, Italian food, logos, legal terms, games, magazines, science, TV hosts, actors, classic novels, and the Emmy Awards. This is a great time as any to talk about Open Book Theater Company while we are getting the finishing touches on our next round ready to go and putting the finishing touches on our scores in from the last round. Open Book Theater, a great theater company. If you're interested in sending a little bit more money their way to help them recoup their losses from the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, you can send me some additional money that they will be receiving. Same Venmo and PayPal that you sent your registration fee. So that's Andy-Gatens on Venmo or andygatens@gmail.com on PayPal. Again, a really great theater that could use that extra love from where they had to shut down one of their shows, one of their productions from the COVID-19 pandemic. Very sad that we had to close that down, but hopefully they're going to be able to get their last show in of this season. Again, we'll talk a little bit more about Open Book Theater as we go through, but again, they're a real incredible nonprofit theater that can use a little bit of love due to the current situation affecting the world. All right, so we're going to move on to round 2. Team leads, get your answers ready, or rather your mouse is ready to send these answers in. Number 1, what Italian dish is prepared by frying rice and then pouring a broth over it repeatedly? Again, what Italian dish is prepared by frying rice and then pouring a broth over it repeatedly? All right, we already got those answers rolling in. Very good. Plenty of answers rolling in. Pat Luce's team, unfortunately, they went big, and unfortunately that means they went home. They are back to 0. They are back to 0 points. Not the only team. So, they went big. They're going to have to go home. Those of you who have incredible observation may have heard me ramping up to talk about Open Book Theater Company while we were doing those score tallies. And then kind of trailing off and saying some generic facts. That's because I lost the page I had open with their information on it. We'll talk about Open Book Theater pretty soon again. Again, what Italian dish is prepared by frying rice and then pouring a broth over it repeatedly? You got a minute left on that clock. Go ahead and get that information in. Half a minute left on the clock. You're more than welcome to say how many points you have. We won't be revealing how many and who has 0 points. I don't know how much you all want to play competitively or smart. I won't give away anybody's secrets unless you're willingly giving it up as you already did. All right, so we got our answers in. Question one of round 2. What Italian dish is prepared by frying rice and then pouring a broth over it repeatedly? That's risotto. Yes, the risotto and a Riesling. Riesling. Looking for risotto. We're going to go ahead and move on over to question 2. Which brand of motor oil has an image of the Liberty Bell in its logo? Again, which brand of motor oil has an image of the Liberty Bell in its logo? Spaghetti Bugatti. We'll take Spaghetti Bugatti as an answer to the first one. I'll always take, fun fact, we'll always take Spaghetti Bugatti as an answer to any question. All right. Which brand of motor oil has an image of the Liberty Bell in its logo? Go ahead and get that answer into Maria. "30 seconds left on the clock. Which brand of motor oil has an image of the Liberty Bell in its logo?" Still waiting on a couple teams. Shout out to Precious Baby Zito for being a good boy during this week's round. Very calm, very chill. He got us started a little bit late, but that's okay. He's being good now, so I'll let it slide. All right. Which brand of motor oil has an image of the Liberty Bell in its logo? It's going to be Pennzoil. Pennzoil. It's right there up in the front. Well, it's right there in the back behind the word Pennzoil, but it's there. It's there. It's even got the little crack on it. You got to believe us. You can look at it right there. Pennzoil is the answer that we're looking for. Question 3. What two-word legal term describes a group of people who determine whether evidence warrants an indictment? Indictment, excuse me. Which two-word legal term describes a group of people who determine whether evidence warrants an indictment? I'm sight reading some of these questions. Some of them I'm not. That one I was. Classic blunder. All right, you got 2 minutes on the clock. Zito's taking a little snooze right now, but we'll drag him on camera a little later. I'm not going to risk waking that snooze. All right, we got 1 more minute left on the clock. Go ahead and get that term into Maria. What two-word legal term describes a group of people who determine whether evidence warrants an indictment? If you want to know what you're fighting for, we got a pretty good first place and second place prize. Nothing to shake a stick at. Whatever that means. Somebody look up the etymology of that phrase. Our first prize today is going to be $46. Again, you can win $46 if you come in first place. So, come round 2. You can go all in. Some of you may have to if you want to win. Or you can try to play smart. Hopefully everybody else will get it wrong. But first prize today is going to be $46. Second prize is going to be $20. That's quadrupling your interest. Buy-in. I don't know what word I was trying to say there. So, again, first prize is going to be $46. Second is going to be $20. So play smart. Think of those answers. Don't cheat. $46 isn't split among 6 people. It's not enough to cheat over. Come on. That is a lot of Taco Bell. Think of all the chalupas you could get with that bad boy. All right. We got our answers in. What two-word legal term describes a group of people who determine whether evidence warrants an indictment? That'd be a grand jury. And a grand jury they are. Look at all 12 of them. 10 of them? 12 of them. It depends on the trial and what it's for. All right. Moving on to question 4. At the age of 22, Norwegian Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen became the new world champion of what game in November 2013? At the age of 22, Norwegian Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen became the new world champion of what game in November 2013? You got 2 minutes on the clock. Go ahead and send those answers in to Maria. Magnus Carlsen, maybe on at least one of yours dream board, I bet. Hero to at least one of you. Or maybe not. Lovely. I see.
What do you see? Which one? I didn't have time to read it.
No, about incoming money. Is there something I should be saying? Okay.
I guess trying to, I don't know. Maybe trying to argue an answer. I'm not really
Sure. No, I haven't gotten any messages on contesting. So, have I? No. That's weird. I don't see it. Via text? It didn't go through on my end then.
I don't know. I don't tend to read them.
That's fine. All right. We got all those answers in. At the age of 22, Norwegian Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen became the new world champion of what game in November 2013? That'd be chess. A couple clues on that one if you're not familiar with chess. Grandmaster being a big hint there if you're unfamiliar. Grandmaster, pretty common title in the world of chess. Moving on to question 5. First issued in 1967, Ranger Rick is a popular children's nature magazine. What type of animal is Ranger Rick? First issued in 1967, Ranger Rick is a popular children's nature magazine. What type of animal is Ranger Rick? 2 minutes left on the clock. Amanda, throw in some extra facts in there. You can be a grandmaster of Go as well. That's fun. Not as popular of a game here in the States, but a fun title. Sounds powerful. Had a few contestants on our final question. The modern Olympics is a term designated by the Olympic Committee. All right. Just for fun. Team Just for Fun had a sorry, it was just one team, had a contestant on that. Modern Olympics is a term designated by the International Olympic Committee. They consider the modern Olympics from 1896 onwards. Modern Olympics being a term to separate the ancient Olympics and when the Olympic Committee brought it back in 1896. Our answer to that was, of course, St. Louis, which good chunk of you got in. Just clearing up some contestants there. Now it's a few questions behind, but we got to work at a little bit of our own pace there. Got a lot of teams reeling in. 15 seconds left on the clock. All right, we got our answers in. First issued in 1967, Ranger Rick is a popular children's nature magazine. What type of animal is Ranger Rick? That'd be a raccoon. That'd be a raccoon with the 2 R's on his hat standing for Ranger Rick. So he doesn't forget who he is. Again, that's 2 R's on his hat stand for Ranger Rick, not the Red Ribbon Army. Moving on to question 6. Solid carbon dioxide is better known as what? Number 6, solid carbon dioxide is better known as what? Looking for the colloquial term, the everyday term for this particular combination of elements. Got a lot of smarties, a bunch of questions and answers already coming in. A lot of smart teams this round, and the game as a whole. It's going to be a close one, I can tell you that. As we get deeper in the game, you'll find me talking gets a little less common as we start to have to actually roll up our sleeves a bit more. Well, Maria's sleeves are always rolled up. Your sleeves, your hard-working sleeves.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you can't get them dirty. Some may say that Maria is the real MVP. Not to be confused with the actual title MVP, which we award at the end of every game. No, we would never. So we are waiting on a few more teams. We got another 30 seconds left on the clock to get that answer in. Solid carbon dioxide is better known as what? We are doing some great fundraising for Open Book Theater Company. Amongst the entry fees that we're splitting, of course, along with our winners, as well as a few generous donations from extra people and extra teams. So far, we're at $180 for Open Book Theater Company. $180 for Open Book Theater Company. That is great. We're not even at the end of the game. I'm sure a lot more of you are going to be very generous as we get a little bit closer. If you want to send some additional love their way, of course, you can always Venmo me or send me via PayPal, and I'll, of course, make sure it gets to them. I'm going to go ahead and put my information there. If you want to go ahead and send a little more, of course, we're going to make sure that it gets to them. You can also visit their website, openbooktheater.org/donations. But so far, we just have 180. And you know what? I know that's going to go up by the end of this round because I know a lot of you are very generous. All right. We got our answers in. Solid carbon dioxide is better known as what? That'd be dry ice. A colloquial definition, colloquial term we were looking for it is dry ice. I'm sure everybody, at least from the theater community who was working on that, knew. Very, very popular mechanic to make things look spooky or smoky or on fire. We all love working with dry ice, but keep it careful. Wear your gloves because you may make your left hand red. Excuse me. .net. It's open book. I'm not gonna cite any websites until I have them back up. But there we go. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next question. Jamie Heineman, special effects expert and owner of M5 Industries, is the co-host of what cable television series? Again, Jamie Heineman, a special effects expert and owner of M5 Industries, is a co-host of what cable television series? Wow, we already have more donations rolling in. It's an extra $25 already rolling in. So we're already at 205. Incredible. We're already past that 200 mark. That is some good fundraising.
Somebody sent me $5 on PayPal for their
Awesome.
not extra, not extra
Not extra for the payment.
for their payment.
Awesome.
So I'll get that.
Thank you.
Will you want to give me a receipt for this, please? Thank you.
All right, a lot of great answers in so far. Pretty much, yeah, almost all those answers are great. All right, so 15 seconds left on the clock. Nope. Oh, never mind. We got them all in. Jamie Heineman, special effects expert. Speaking of special effects, I bet he's used dry ice at some point. Owner of M5 Industries, is a co-host of what cable television series? That'd be Mythbusters. Not a hard one for many of you. Must be a lot of Mythbuster fans or in the audience, or a lot of people who hate myths and wish to see them destroyed, or fans of myths that want to see them alive and hope that these people fail and they hate watch it. Anyways, that's all the people who would ever watch Mythbusters. Let's go on over to question 8. What actor played Chris Vaughn in the 2004 film Walking Tall? What actor played Chris Vaughn in the 2004 film Walking Tall? You got 2 minutes on the clock. A lot of people walk tall, but we're just looking for one. That's your bread maker making bread. Investigating a strange noise in the house that was not Zito this time turned out to be a bread maker, as Maria is making a loaf of sourdough. Shout out for sourdough. If you like sourdough bread, give us a thumbs up in the chat. If you don't like sourdough, give us a hashtag sour no. Let's rephrase that. If you're for sourdough, give us a hashtag sourdough bro in the chat. If you're against sourdough, please give us a hashtag sour no. You got some ciabatta gals in the audience. Sarah Hawkins Rusk. Unabashedly into ciabatta.
I could try to. I think there's a ciabatta setting maybe on my bread machine.
Thomas, sourdough bro. Shannon, sourdough bro. Yeah, go ahead and throw in a few ciabatta gals. If you can't choose, go ahead and give us a ciabatta gal. Banana bread boy is not a valid option. You can tell us if you're a banana bread boy, but it doesn't go towards anything. Rye guys. We got a lot of rye guys.
Are these things people are saying?
Yep. Oh, yes.
Wow. You guys are funny.
French friends. I think you mean French fiends. Because you love that French. You're a fiend for that French bread. Krista, hashtag bread babes. Non-committal, but I appreciate it. She's open to all stars and stripes of bread. Wheat witches.
This is a wheat sourdough I'm making.
It's a wheat sourdough. Yeah, it is. It is made with some whole wheat flour because we could not find white flour.
Get yourself a bread machine, people.
All right, we got another 15 seconds in. All right, what actor played Chris Vaughn in the 2004 film Walking Tall? That'd be Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Johnson. There he is holding the most prestigious award you could ever have, the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award. He's got two of them at least he's holding. So, congrats to a Kid Choice winner, Dwayne Johnson. And also congrats to him for being an extremely high-grossing person. What classic 1719 novel by Daniel Defoe features a castaway and his friend Friday? What classic 1719 novel by Daniel Defoe features a castaway and his friend Friday? You got 2 minutes on the clock. David, certified French toast ghost. We got a lot of sourdough bros. I don't think we have any sour no's.
Wow.
All right. Croissant wanters, pass. I think we can glitz that up. How about croissant debutantes? If you're a fan of croissants, if you like a nice warm toasty croissant, give me a hashtag croissant debutante. All right, we still got a little under a minute to get that in. All right, 30 seconds to get your answers in. The answers that we're talking about on the screen, not the bread question. Those are just for fun. Those do not award any points yet. We still got some more money rolling in. I haven't done the math yet, but we have definitely broken that 210 amount for Open Book Theater Company. Again, if you want to send a little extra, there is the Venmo and PayPal you can do it at. They are going to be so appreciative of that money they have coming their way. Rest in peace, this random world. The theater, the production that they currently have to shut down. The Myth of Serendipity. That's the subtitle. That's not just me rambling more. All right, we got our answers in. What classic 1719 novel by Daniel Defoe features a castaway and his friend Friday? That'd be Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe.
What? Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson Crusoe.
Crusoe.
Crusoe. Excuse me.
Crusoe.
Crusoe. Crusoe.
Thank you.
We're having a little bit of a debate here. I imagine Maria's right. I'm speeding through these things. You know, it's throwing me. There's not a GIF to help me out, so I think that's kind of throwing me off my game. Maria and I share a lot of responsibility making these questions. She did a bulk of them.
I did all of them
this week. She did all of them this week.
I did the whole game.
She did the whole game this week. Normally got a pretty even split. I think I did all of them except the finals last week. Anywho, we're not taking credit for this. You'll just bear with me because I don't know all of these offhand. Moving on to question 10, our final regular question of this round. Within one, what year did The Big Bang Theory premiere on CBS? Caruso. All right. Maria's running Crusoe through a YouTube. She's on a channel, How to Pronounce Crusoe. I was closer to my pronunciation, Caruso. She was saying Crusoe. I was saying Caruso. There's an extra vowel in there. She's going to another YouTube video that says how to pronounce it. Hosted by pronouncenames.com. What? Play it. Caruso, yeah. All right.
Andy, what did I say? Within one for the year?
Within one, what year did The Big Bang Theory premiere on CBS? If we're talking about the question on hand, get that in. Get that in. You got a minute and a half left on the clock still. If you pronounced it Caruso instead of Crusoe, you still don't get any amount of different points. It was a written in question. You get a 1 year margin of error. That's right, James. So you can go a year over or a year under or the year exactly. So within 1 year, we're looking for the year that Big Bang Theory premiered on CBS. So that's plus or minus a year. A lot of great years out there. We're just looking for one. Plus or minus. I don't think Sunil is in this chat, so I don't. He's not playing tonight, which is a bummer. So I don't know if that we're only looking for one bit has transferred over to anybody else. But longtime players will know that that is something I've been saying for a long time. If you want to know what the other inside jokes we have going, become a regular and play next week. I won't say what theater we're raising money for, but the initials are TN. Initials are TN, so that's a little hint.
Everyone knows the exact answer is disgusting.
Yeah, I despise The Big Bang Theory.
We both do.
We both do.
What did I say the category was? Because I meant to make it shows the hosts hate.
Oh, I think you said it was Emmy Awards, which doesn't. This is not an Emmy Award question.
My bad.
I apologize.
My bad.
Like I said, I didn't write any of the questions this week.
You know what? Someone should message me and tell me
Yes.
how it's not fair. It's not fair. Please, lady with an 8-week-old, it's not fair.
Yes, big props to Maria. We're raising a 9-week-old, so if you are
Big props to me for
If-
fielding everyone's complaints.
if you are frustrated with the lack of professionality that we are doing in this
Usually I'm very
free
professional.
this trivia that goes towards nonprofits, please send your messages to me. Stop messaging Maria with your complaints. She gets them all. You can send some complaints my way. I can't handle them all tonight.
You know what? Maybe maybe they can spend their own time making this.
Sure. I think I don't know if I agree with that. I don't want to take business.
Working right now. I am.
Yeah, we're both working. Very sad. All right. Within one, what year did The Big Bang Theory premiere on CBS? 2007. 2007. Maria is not covering her love with the gifts. All right. We're looking for 2007. So we're going to take 2006, 2007, and 2008 for answers. Again, because we allow a plus or minus one, we're going to be taking 2006, 2007, and 2008 as a correct answer. We have our bonus game. These are 2 extra points per correct answer. Yes, you have to have them in the right order. Yes, you have to send it in one message to Maria. Again, you have to have them in the correct order. Send it to Maria under one message. You hear how angry she gets. She is done covering it up. She's now.
This might be the last week.
You know what? We may have to switch. She may be the host next time. Name the cocktail based on the ingredients. Number 1.
Someone corrects me. I swear to God.
White rum, mint, soda water, lime juice, sugar. Again, number 1 is white rum, mint, soda water, lime juice, sugar. Number 2 is coffee liqueur, vodka, and fresh cream. Again, number 2 is coffee liqueur, vodka, fresh cream. Number 3 is vodka, gin, rum, triple sec, tequila, lemon juice, cola.
Can I have the pen and paper, please?
Number 3 is vodka, gin, rum, triple sec, tequila, lemon juice, cola. Number 4 is bitters, whiskey, red vermouth, cherry garnish, tequila, and cherry garnish, and that. Bitters, whiskey, red vermouth, cherry garnish. And number 5 is tequila, grenadine, and orange juice. Again, number 5 is tequila, grenadine, orange juice. Pat Luce pointing his baseball at the back of the stadium. He knows he's going to get a home run. Same to Nick. Just pointing that baseball to the back of the stadium. They know they're getting a home run this round.
Wow.
Bonus game, a bit of an equalizer. 4 to 5 questions in one.
It's a chance.
It's a chance to catch up. If you got this as your area of expertise, how the heck were you supposed to know when the first modern Olympics game was? This is a great time to catch up.
That sounds gross on my.
That's my free ASMR, me eating into the microphone. If you guys want me to eat in the microphone more, let me know, and I'm going to start an ASMR channel. Or eat a bowl of chili right up close to the mic. You got a minute and a half to get those answers in. Of course, we give you a little extra time for the bonus questions. You got a minute and a half left. We got a lot of drunks in the chat, so I don't think we're going to need that much time. Got a lot of answers rolling in already.
Yeah, this was easier, I guess, than I thought.
Did we have a sports question this round?
Chess.
Chess. Maria's considering chess a sport. I won't argue with her. It's a mental
Wasn't
sport.
there a car question today?
That was about Pixar cars. Again,
It's a sport.
I'm gonna question A. Is NASCAR considered a sport?
Oh, that was last round.
And then B.
500.
Oh yeah. Indy 500. Yeah. I guess we'll cover that. Last week we did not have our obligatory sports question.
Yeah, we didn't.
No, last week we did not have a sports question. I forgot to write one in.
That's what happens when Andy does it.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Yeah, that's the mistake I make when I write all 25 questions.
Okay, tell Tim Osman I can't answer the phone.
Tim Osman, we cannot answer the phone because we're working on answers and trivia. Please, if you got an answer, just put it in the chat here or message Maria.
Yeah, he can message me. That's fine.
You can message her on Facebook Messenger or put it in the chat if you want everybody. If you think the question will make sense.
I cannot answer.
But Maria cannot answer the phone right now. That may have been a butt dial.
Yeah.
That may have been a butt dial. People want to know who was the first team to answer.
There was someone that was way before.
Way before.
There was somebody that answered before you ended the first question.
Before I ended the first question.
Hold on, let me figure it out. Hold on.
Maria's going to pull that up in a second.
It was, let me find the team name. It was Let's Meet at the Theater.
Let's Meet at the Theater. Had the honor of getting that in before I even finished the first description.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you for your prompt.
Yes, let's meet at the theater. Thank you for your efficiency in getting your answers in.
And your deep knowledge.
Your deep knowledge of
Did
alcohol.
they get them all right, though?
Ooh. Did they? We'll find out.
Oh, good. Accidental call.
Okay. It was merely a butt dial. If you want to contest an answer, please do not call us in the middle of the trivia.
Just don't.
Just send it.
Don't. Just don't.
Ideally, Maria says don't.
Or if it's a real contest.
It's a real
that's cool.
contest.
If you're just here to tell me you didn't like the question,
I am not here for it.
Oh my.
We're done.
Maria definitely does not have the coyness I have when I disagree. With our generous people who are sending so much money.
You know what? If you sent an insult my way, please send an extra 10, 20 to open book. They deserve it.
Yes, anytime you
You know who you are.
anytime you argue or dispute or
Are rude.
are rude, yes, you and need an extra $5 to open book.
It's like a swear jar.
Yeah, exactly like a swear jar. All right, that's time for this really fun question that everybody's having a great time with. I'm not going to read these again. Go ahead and take note of these because I don't want to read all of them again. You'll have to bear me that. These are our answers: Mojito, White Russian, Long Island iced tea, Manhattan, Tequila Sunrise. Again, the answers we were looking for in order: Mojito, White Russian, Long Island iced tea, Manhattan, and Tequila Sunrise. Tequila Sunrise was number 5. Hauser, representing Pin Pals, coming in with a Simpsons reference. Pin Pals, we play Simpsons trivia every month. I got a soft spot in my heart for Pin Pals. They're so-so at regular trivia. We're also so-so at Simpsons trivia, consistently come in third place. Very rarely top 3. It's a hard trivia. Final question category is going to be 90s movies. You think that over. How well do you know 90s movies? In a second, we're going to do our score tallying, and we're going to give you what your scores are. This is what you can wager. If you want to go all in, if you want to go none, you can send us that now. We're putting our finishing touches on our scores.
I think I'm going to try something new and message everyone their scores today.
Oh, Maria wants to try something new and message the scores in? So I should not read off the thing?
Actually, no, you should, because then they know where they stand compared to everybody.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
think so.
mistake.
No, that's okay.
My mistake.
Maria's not going to be messaging you anything. You message her your wins. All right.
Message me how bad of an idea that was.
Okay. All right. So we got a lot of teams in. Team Richard Latte, your wagerable, your current score so far, which is what up you can wager again, is 78 points. Again, Team Richard Latte, 78 points. Theater Nova, 28 points. Open Book Starcatcher, 50 points. 4 Jews in a Room Bitchin', 64 points. Slyke Sibs, 26 points. Sorry, that's your last name. I apologize if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Let's Meet at the Theater, 28 points. It's a Shut-In Kind of Day, 32 points. Waiting for Fauci, 30 points. Sofa King Suite, 34 points. Oh, I just got it. That's funny. Great name, Tim.
I don't get it.
Sofa King Suite. Say it a certain. Say the first two.
Oh, I get
There we
it.
get it.
Wow, I feel
Sofa
like
King Suite,
Did
34.
your students tell you that one, Tim? I bet his high school
Lowe's-
students told him.
Lowe's People, 30 points. Just Us League, 74 points. FOJ WPP, 30 points. Mothra's Minions, 38 points. Twisted Sisters, 59 points. Jomanda, 26 points. Pen Pals, 60 points. Quarantine, 30 points. TP Team, 28 points. Team Troglodytes, 46 points. Corona Halt, 22 points. Just for Fun, 30 points. Carlton Crazies, 70 points. Kevin and the Zits. That's not right. Kevin and the Zits, one moment.
Oh gosh, hold on. 60.
30?
60. No,
30
gosh,
points.
gosh.
30 points for Kevin and the Zits. I apologize.
Yeah, might be,
30
might be,
points for
might be.
Kevin and the Zits.
Oh, sorry, there's so many other things.
All right, go ahead and send your wagers in. You got, let's say, 3 more minutes on the clock to get those in. Really think it over. We're going to be putting some finishing touches on a few things here. Again, the final question category is 90s movies. Once we have every wager in, we're going to, or until when we reach 30 minutes from about 10 seconds ago, we're going to go on to that final question. If you don't give us your wager, well, guess what? We're considering that a 0 wager. Take the time to think over if you want to be a little extra generous and send some more money on over to Open Book Theater Company. Again, you can go ahead and you got a few options to donate. You can send it back to my Venmo or my PayPal that I mentioned a little bit earlier in the chat. Of course, Open Book Theater has their own entry field on their website at openbooktheater.com, openbooktheatercompany.net/donations. I will put a link in there. Excuse me, just donate. I apologize. I'm giving the wrong item. Open Book. I apologize. openbooktheatercompany.net/donate. Again, you can also send it to me at Andy-Gatens on Venmo, andygatens@gmail.com. So far, we've raised over $250 for Open Book Theater. That's with a good chunk of change from, of course, your add-ins, your buy-ins here. And we've had a lot of people send some extra money their way, which has been very, very kind. A lot of generous folks have sent some extra money in. I think we can get that a little bit higher. We're still tallying because we got a few more people still raising in. Great. Again, I'm going to give you that number of what we raised for Open Book in just a few minutes, but go ahead and take the time to think about your 90s movies. Brainstorm your favorite 90s movies. Going to wait just another moment. Oh, wow, we still got some more donations rolling in. Kelly Rose just sent us a few more.
Yay.
Sent us a little extra.
Thank you.
Got a lot of generous folks. I got donations coming in from a few different venues, so that's why it takes me a little extra time to actually find out how much we have. Because, my heart's in the right place. God bless me, but I'm just a little slow. Tim Osman sending in a few extra bucks. Sarah Hawkins Rusk sending in some additional love as well. We got a lot of people who really love Open Book Theater Company. Again, a great nonprofit in the Metro Detroit area that puts on really, really incredible shows. Really sad that they had to cancel this Random World, but I know they're really going to pay for it. If you've ever been, they're in Trenton, Michigan. Really nice space. Last time I was there, I didn't see a show last time I was there. They actually gave me a ship steering wheel.
Oh my.
They gave me a gorgeous ship steering wheel that I needed for a production of Little Mermaid. Of the Little Mermaid. You know, I'll tell you, I had to paint and design the whole set for this Little Mermaid show. The steering wheel was the best thing there. My scenic painting was trash compared to this beautiful steering wheel. I think they used it for Peter and the Starcatchers, I want to say. It was a beautiful ship steering wheel mounted on a thing. The captain really loved steering it away. Prince Eric, I think. Yeah. Prince Eric was the one who got to use it, which is very fun. Oh, excuse me, from The Wonder of the World. Sorry, I misquoted that. It was from Wonder of the World. If you saw Wonder of the World at Open Book Theater Company, you know the ship steering wheel I'm talking about. Anyways, that was the last time I was there. I've seen some really great shows there, too. What? That was used by the illustrious Pat Luce. I wouldn't know. I didn't know. If I knew it was used by Pat Luce, maybe I would have treated it with a little more reverence.
It sat in my house for months.
It didn't sit in the house for months. It was at the theater for a long time.
Oh, that's...
Then it was in the back of my car for a long time. It's hard to get it to them because I believe Marie was very pregnant at the time.
It upped the value of our vehicle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, my
Not
goodness.
that funny. Okay.
No,
Right.
it's fine. We have a nice one. All right, so we're going to go into 90s movies. Again, while you're thinking of this question, think about if you want to send a little extra love to Open Book Theater Company. Again, they have a beautiful mission statement to promote connection through theatrical storytelling. Again, if you want to support promoting connection through theatrical storytelling, send some extra money through that Venmo, that PayPal, that website I sent you to. It's just a great organization. All right, our final question category. During the 1990s, there were two movies with one-word titles that were the highest grossing film in the year they were released. One was Titanic in 1997. What was the other? During the 1990s, there were two movies with one-word titles that were the highest grossing film in the year they were released. One was Titanic from 1997. What was the other? You have 3 minutes on the clock to think that over and send your answers into Maria. We all love 90s films. Titanic. I won't mention any more because they may be the answer. I'll talk about non-90s films. E.T., that's a good one. What do you think E.T. would be like if E.T. stood for extra Terrence?
One more Terrence.
Thomas, I know you love working on movie pitches with me, Thomas, show pitches with me. What would E.T. be like if instead of extraterrestrial it stood for extra Terrence?
Let's see if maybe you guys can do a show at Open Book next season. You already
Yeah.
got one at Tipping Point.
We already locked in a show with Tipping Point Theater for our show. Xena,
Oh yeah.
Ghostbusting Princess.
Was she ghost?
No, she wasn't a Ghostbuster. Shoot, we have it written down. I know.
Tipping Point has so much money that they
Tipping
already
Point's riding on
invested.
this show. Oh my goodness.
Tipping Point's gonna close unless you put up the show.
Extra Terrence, like an accountant's name, like a super good accountant, but he lost his phone. And has to phone home his wife. Brilliant. I would definitely see E.T. the Extra Terrence. That's right. The Frasier and Xena mashup.
Oh, that's right.
Where Xena, warrior princess, gets sent into the Frasier universe, which is also the Cheers universe. So there's a lot of rich possibility there. We got a lot of answers rolling in. Some are wrong, some are right. I won't tell you who's who, who's what. Wow, we got an extra $10 in to just sent directly to Open Book Theater. That's fantastic. I will be including that in my tally.
I'm getting smart. See something else.
Mm-hmm. I see. So far, we have 200. Oh my gosh, 243 brought in to Open Book Theater. I apologize if I said we did the 250 mark earlier. That was me misspeaking, doing some wrong math. So far, we have 243. Maria and I are going to round that up to with $17. We're going to bring that to 260. Oh, I'm sorry. So far, we're at 260 to Open Book Theater. Incredible. So generous of you all. $260 for Open Book Theater. That's quite a few butts in seats.
That phrase is so funny to me.
Yeah, it's a fun phrase for fun people like me. $260 for Open Book Theater Company. Very generous, very kind to you. We just talking U.S. releases or Indian and Chinese films also counted? We're going to say no. I'm going to assume that's a joke answer. Thank you for not sending it to Maria.
No, I would have answered.
She would have answered. She's very good at that.
Now, if you were to message me after and say it's trash that you didn't include the Chinese market. What? You're doing wrong math?
Yeah. My goodness. I'm blowing it at math today. I apologize, everybody. Let me recalculate. No, we definitely passed that 250. I did some poor math. Give me another moment, folks. You get those answers in. Really think it over. I'm going to refresh all of our figures here. Let's start fresh. So Maria's nice pens. She's upset I'm using it.
No.
Not upset. I just wrote too hard with it. And she's right. But it's not so much that it was permanently damaged. I assure you that.
These are nice.
These are very nice pens. We got still waiting on a couple answers from our teams. Please send those in. Wow, everybody, we have $302 to Open Book Theater so far. Again, we have $302. Very generous, all of you. $302 from Open Book Theater. Only about 80 of that is from admission. We have a lot of generous people who have made it, so we've raised $302 for Open Book Theater. That is so kind of you all. We got about everybody's wagers in?
I'm waiting on Quarantine and Jomanda.
We're waiting on Quarantine and Jomanda. Get those answers in. It's the final question. So we're going to give a little bit of leniency. Adjusted for inflation. No. That's not going to matter. It doesn't matter if it's adjusted for inflation or not. It's competing with the movies in its own year. All right, we got our answers in. $302 for Open Book Theater. Again, everybody here is so generous. I hope you weren't too generous with your scores. And that's another $10, baby. It's another $10. We're at 312. We're at 312 for Open Book Theater. You can keep donating. We're going to do a live show after this. If you're waiting for the answer, this is the final hype up. After this, I keep ranting until we are down to a certain amount of viewers. So please stick around afterwards. I'm going to say a lot more nice things about Open Book Theater, and we're going to try to drum up a few extra bucks from. Right now we're at 312. This is the final hype up. Hashtag sourdough bros. Let's move on. During the 1990s, there were two movies with one-word titles that were the highest grossing film in the year they were released. One was Titanic in 1997. What was the other? Also, if you stick around, you're going to get to see Precious Baby Zito. The final question and answer is Aladdin. Aladdin was the highest grossing film in the year it was released. So the Aladdin in 1992. Titanic in 1997. Again, one-word titles. So congratulations. We had 3 teams get that right. We got our final scores. The teams that got it right were just for fun. That put their score to 60. However, the other 2 teams that got it right just demolished them. So a lot of you went all in, so your score dropped pretty drastically. If you ever want to know what your score is, let me know. We'll send it your way. What's wrong? Sorry, we have a slight contesting. I'm sorry. I this isn't part of the hype or excitement. Maria's. Are you being contested, or did you just do your own research? Maria's being contested, and we want to verify that. Sure, we're going to read the question again. I'm sorry for the hype, everybody. During the 1990s, there were 2 movies with one-word titles that were the highest grossing film in the year they were released. One was Titanic in 1997. What was the other? Aladdin was the answer we're looking for. So you're going to get, if you put Aladdin, if you're going to put Aladdin, you got that answer. We're trying to see if the other team that put it in.
It is.
Got it. So Aladdin was the answer we're looking for, so we're just looking for alternate possible answers. There may be another alternate answer. Sorry about this, everybody. This is not the hype that I wanted to do.
Read the question to me one more time.
Sure. The question is, during the 1990s, there were 2 movies with one-word titles that were the highest grossing film in the year they were released. One was Titanic in 1997. What was the other? I didn't write the questions this week.
Stop!
Teasing.
Somehow this is a fail, and I'm gonna get a new question. Just we're getting a new question.
Okay.
There's so many right answers. There's so many right answers.
There can only be 10 right answers, and apparently there are a lot more than we were expecting. Maria's making an executive decision. We are going, and her and I are going to make a decision. We're going to redo our final question. I apologize. We're throwing that out because, unfortunately, the information source we got that from was poor.
Everyone send your complaints.
Everybody send your complaints my way. Don't send them to Maria.
I welcome the complaints.
Maria loves the complaints now. Everybody, I do apologize. This is not part of our hype up. We're scrapping that final question. Because there are just so many possible answers. Our source was incorrect. We apologize that our fact checking fell through on that. I do apologize for that confusion. We do work hard to get our questions right. I know it is something we're just doing for fun and fundraising, but we do take it seriously. We work really hard, so I do apologize, everybody. We're going to redesign another final question. Give us one more moment.
I have it.
Same category or different category?
No, the new category is fictional beverages.
We already used that one.
Jesus.
What's that one?
We've already used that one.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. Give us one more moment. It's still on.
You know
Think of it
what?
that way.
You know what? This is a great time for everyone to donate more money to
And we have. This is a great time for everybody to donate more money to Open Book Theater, and they have. We have an extra $20 rolling in. Very kind of everybody here.
So we're gonna delete all of the. We're gonna pretend the last question didn't exist.
The last question is being completely stricken from the record. Again, if you hate Marie and I for goofing up, please know this is a fundraiser for a nonprofit. Our goof up does not indicate the professionality of Open Book Theater Company.
We do not represent.
We do not represent them. We do not
They're better
represent
than
them.
us.
Yes. They could they host a better trivia game? I don't know. I'm gonna say we put a lot of work in this. This is our sixth one. Okay, we're getting that last question in. So far we're at 333 for Open Book Theater, though. You're all very generous. Right now it's at 333. I despise that uneven number. Marie and I are gonna.
Okay, the category is celebrity couples. Message me in the next 60 seconds if you would like to change your wager.
Okay. Our category is celebrity couples. Again, our category is celebrity couples. If you want to change your wager, you have 1 minute. If you want to keep your wager the same, you do not have to do anything. Again, celebrity couples. I can't put it up on the screen. I'm going to put it in the chat. I wouldn't have done all that long vamp. So I apologize for the long vamp that led to that answer. You can message Maria in the next 50 seconds if you want to change it. I know some of us were better at 90s movies. This was a final answer we had for next week that we're pulling. Jacqueline Cherry says, I live on Instagram. All right. Again, if you're changing your wager, send it to Maria.
Changed it by 1 point. 10 seconds.
Maria and I despise that uneven number. Right now it's 333. As beautiful as it is, we're going to round that to 340. So right now, Open Book Theater's funds raised is at $340. Incredible. Incredible generosity, everybody. Okay.
All right, we're doing it.
All right, we're doing it again. The category was celebrity couples. If you wanted to change your wager, you had the moment to, and now it's done. Maria has that up. She's going to read it.
Wow, it's my time. It's my time to shine. Okay. What man was once in a relationship with one of the actresses of the show Friends and was one of the final candidates to be chosen to portray Chandler?
One of the candidates to play Chandler.
To portray Chandler. Again, what man was once in a relationship with one of the actresses of the show Friends and was one of the final candidates to be chosen to portray Chandler? That's celebrity couples. You can send me the points or the answer. The answer. You have 3 minutes on the clock.
3 minutes on the clock, everybody. That's with celebrity relationships. I have typed the question in the comments already. I will paste it in again just in case there's a slight delay. This is the real relationship. This is celebrity goss, celebrity relationships. This was a final question we were going to pull for last week, but you know what? We're just launching it a week early. For next week, excuse me. I would never put last week's final answer.
Imagine all of our
Oh,
regulars
boy.
win.
Yeah, a bunch of big winners. Right now we're at 340 for open book theater.
Are they able to see it on there? Can you repeat the question?
I'd be happy to repeat the question. I put the question on the chat. Again, our question is, what man was once in a relationship with one of the actresses of the show Friends and was one of the final candidates to portray Chandler? Tipping Point Theater bickering amongst themselves. Very funny. I'm going to try to throw that up on the screen, everybody, just to help you out a little bit. You still got 2 minutes on the clock anyways.
I'm making an attempt to send the question to every team.
Maria's trying to send it to you. Again, sorry about this upset. Thank you all for your patience. This is
unprecedented and all my fault.
Oh, it's not all her fault. There's it's whoever we pulled the fun facts from, and our fact checker dropped the ball. Sorry, I'm trying to pull that back up for you guys just to make it a little easier on your eyes.
I can't even message it to poor Diane Hill.
Oh,
Sorry,
no.
Diane.
All right. I threw that back up on the screen, though, luckily. Formatting it isn't as pretty as we normally would, but it's something. What man was once in a relationship with one of the actresses of the show Friends and was one of the final candidates to portray Chandler? You got 2 minutes left on the clock, everybody. 2 minutes to get those answers in. What?
Okay, we're okay.
You got everybody in?
No.
Okay. Good.
I personally am fine.
All right, everybody. 30 seconds still on the clock to get those answers in. 30 seconds left on the clock. Still waiting on a couple teams. I know this is a tricky one. We try to make the trivia ones pretty tricky. Fortunately, we just find the questions a little tricky, but and unfortunately, we make it a little too tricky last time. So tricky, it tricked even us. Those of you who want to see Precious Baby Zito, here he is. Getting a little snacky. All right, Maria, how are you doing on those answers? Bad? All right.
Stop talking to me.
Great. Stopping talking to her. Okay, so we're at time for our final question. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for getting that final question in. Again, do apologize for that hiccup, and thank you for your patience and coordination. We are tallying up our new scores. Give us a moment as we take care of that. For those of you who do not know me intimately, here's precious baby Zito. A beautiful 9-week-old boy who's having his dinner currently. Beautiful head of hair.
I need an answer from Jomanda.
We need an answer from Joe Manda. Joe Manda, go ahead and send your answer in. Gonna be a little.
And Carlton Crazies.
Oh, and Carlton Crazies. If you want an answer in, go ahead and send that in, please. I think that's it. He's crying. He's upset.
And Team Troglodyte.
And Team Troglodytes, we're waiting on a final answer from there. FOJ WPP, get us your final answer in.
And Let's Meet at the Theater.
Let's meet at the theater. Also waiting on that final answer. Thank you all for your patience. But let's go ahead and get those answers in. For our new final trivia, again, we got that up there. What man was once in a relationship with one of the actresses of the show Friends and was one of the final candidates to portray Chandler? And we had a couple hiccups, so we're going to give an extra 30 seconds on the clock. After that 30 seconds, if we don't have an answer in, we are going to consider it null and void. We're going to consider that a non-answer. You will lose your wager. 30 seconds on the clock. We're currently tallying the people who did already answer. But, because it's a big question, we want to give you guys a little extra cushion time. Again, thank you for your patience. Wow. Look at him go. He's really having a great time with dinner. Sorry, it's the most I can currently offer you. All right, so we're considering it an all-in. If you haven't answered in, we're going to consider that question void for you, unfortunately. Bear with us another minute as we finish tallying our new final scores. Sorry about that, everyone. Thank you for your patience again. Nick Yoakum offering to babysit baby Zito.
Absolutely.
Uh,
We're doing Wednesday.
Absolutely. Do not offer that as a joke because we do need to figure out what we're doing Wednesdays if and when Maria returns to school. Hopefully they will not have another
We will pay
teach from
someone.
home. We will. Yep. We're don't have to do it for free either, Nick. Oh, the mic's blocking Zito.
Jeez.
Sorry, well, it wasn't blocking him the whole time. Right? I don't think so. Who knows?
Wow, everyone's being so patient.
Everybody's being really kind, really patient. Everybody's been really generous. I can't believe we have $340 for open book theater. So kind and generous of everybody here. That's our second most we've ever raised. I think it's pretty great. Well, yeah. Wow, great. We're at 360. Got another generous donation. We're now at 360.
All right, we're done.
Okay, great. We are finishing up the scores. We're at $360 for open book theater. So kind. My mic's falling. I'm feeding my baby with one hand. There's a lot going on. I'm going to tag out for 1 second.
You're going to want to hear this. Okay. You're going to want to hear this. All right. No, never mind. Andy can do it. Andy's better.
Okay. Maria's jotting down those final scores for me. Everybody get excited because we're about to announce the winners of this bad boy. If you needed a little bit of a refresher, second prize gets a whopping $20. That is quadrupling their investment. $20 for second prize. First prize is getting $46. That is nining their investment. Non-quippling. Let's see. I got it. Quadrupling. Non-oopling? Non-ruppling? Not, I don't know. They're increasing it by a lot.
Okay, no one got it right. But I checked it and it is correct, I promise.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the answer.
Yes.
So is it?
This was a game of wagering.
Okay. So this is the answer. This is correct. That's correct.
This is the correct answer. This is 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
These people bet 0.
All right, everybody. This was a bit of an upset. Everybody, congratulations on playing Open Book Theater Company. Congratulations. We asked you a lot of questions. We had to kind of concede a future final question. So just pat yourself in the back for being flexible and being kind and generous. What man was once in a relationship with one of the actresses of the show Friends and was one of the final candidates to portray Chandler? The correct answer was Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn is the correct answer. If you did not put Vince Vaughn, that's okay because nobody did. But that doesn't mean we don't have a winner. As I mentioned earlier in the game, sometimes you want to play smart. You don't want to go all in. In fourth place, we have Just Us League. In third place with 8 points, we have Theater Nova. In second place, winning $20 with just 11 points, we have Carlton Crazies. And in first place, who wagered a whopping 0, we have the Slyke Sibs taking home $46. $46. Very incredible to Slyke Sibs. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, please let me know in the chat. Everybody, thank you so much for your generosity. Every contestant, that's okay. Everybody, thank you so much for your generosity. So far, we've raised $360 for Open Book Theater Company. That is an incredible donation for you all. Again, Open Book Theater Company, really great company based off of the beautiful Trenton, Michigan. After all this hoopla dies down, please go out there, support them, not just morally, but also go ahead and support them financially and artistically by buying some of their tickets.
This is our first place.
Wow, very kind. The Slyke Sibs are sending their money in as well. So kind. That puts 360 plus 46. Just some mental math. That's at 406, baby. That's $406. Wow. Second place is doing it too. The Carlton Crazies throwing an extra $20 in. Oh my goodness. An extra $20 in from the Carlton Crazies. That's bringing it to 426 teams. $426 out of 26 teams who've been so generous. So we're at $426. So kind of you all. Thank you so much for donating to Open Book Theater. They're really going to appreciate it. It's such a shame that they had to cancel their show for the time being, but I know when they come back, hopefully, if everything kind of dies down here, hopefully can perform theater safely for everybody. If all goes to plan, they are going to be coming back with Marjorie Prime on June 26th. So starting June 26th, you can go back and see Marjorie Prime there. Next week's fundraiser is another lovely theater. I'm considering Ann Arbor part of Metro Detroit. If you're looking at a big map of Michigan, I think you would understand why. We're going to be donating and raising some money to Theater Nova. Again, Theater Nova is going to be our next theater that we're raising money for. So hopefully we can raise just as much money with them. We've had a few people send some money to Open Book Theater directly via their website, which is fantastic. But so far, we have $406 rolling right into our Venmo and PayPal. Open Book Theater Company is going to get all of that. Marie and I do not take any money for this. We're not scraping anything off the top. We are not getting any money. This is all going to Theater Nova. Incredible. If anybody doubted it, we're very generous. We can toot our own horn a little bit. If you want to host a trivia team and you're not a nonprofit, if you just want to host a trivia team for your friends, let us know. We're happy to host one. Marie and I will do it for pay. Send a few bucks our way, and we'll host a trivia for a party.
I won't mess it up.
And we'll fact check. We got 4 or 5 other games where we did not have this final question blunder. I assure you, we are experiencing this and we admit our mistakes. We're not too proud to steamroll through. So if you want to have a private party, you got a birthday coming up and you want to surprise your friend, let Maria and I know. We'll do it for pay. But today we're just doing it for the love of theater. $406 to Open Book Theater and Company through all of your generous actions. $406 to Open Book Theater Company. We had a lot of extra people donate today. Really just an incredible theater. Hires incredible talent. Pays a very fair wage to their actors and performers and the everybody on their staff as they should. We're still getting money rolling in. So generous of everybody. So kind that everybody threw some extra in. Just about everybody did. We don't want to peer pressure here, but peer pressure is part of it, as Nick Yoakum pointed out. So again, we're well past that $400 mark for Theater Nova. We're currently at 420. Hashtag 420 blaze it. All month is 420, and Open Book Theater Company knows it because so far we have $420 for them from our generous teams. That's right, Nick, living up the peer pressure. Right now we are officially in the post game. This has nothing to do with the trivia anymore. Next week we are going to send some money to Theater Nova. This week we raised over $420 for Open Book Theater Company. Of course, I know we're going to have a few butts in your seats. I'm sure some of you are going to make it to Marjorie Prime opening June 26th.
I will.
Maria's giving that shout out. She says she will. You can't see my face, can you? There we go. Well, that's it. We're everybody, I hope you all had a great night. I hope you had some fun. Like I said, I'm going to stay on here for a little longer. We are now in the post game. We had a lot of fun. Maria, what was your favorite question of the night? I loved the Cars 2 one. It opened up a lot of great dialogue about cars. Maria liked the chess question best. Thank you, Nick. We hope that you and Danny can join us next week. Oh no, bring that baby over here. Everyone loves a baby. We're still got the enough people on. We're gonna get item. Oh, it's Danny under Nick Yoakum's name.
Yes, he finished it.
He finished it? Is that
Yes.
Oh, we're good. We're good. Mwah. Look at him, precious baby Zito. It's real trooper. Star of trivia. Star of trivia, star of my life. It's Danny. It's Danny on Nick Yoakum's account. He's just got a belly full of milk, as you saw me feed him a little bit earlier. Danny loved the Cars question because there's a guy who frequently does Pixar voices who's a regular on Cheers. That is, I know who we're talking about. Not Norm, but because he does all the Pixar movies. Ed Asner? No, Ed Asner does Up, but not. Ed Asner did Up, but it's not Ed Asner that I'm thinking of. I don't think Ed Asner was on Cheers, was he?
I don't know.
John Ratzenberger. John Ratzenberger. He does Cars. He does Cheers. He's been in every Pixar movie, I think. John Ratzenberger. Precious baby Zito. Here he is on the screen for everybody to see.
Let me rinse it.
Dropped his Patsy. It fell tail side up, so it's good to go. Doesn't need it right now. He's being happy. Got 8 people left in the stream. Yeah, he's the ham in Toy Story. Ratzenberger. Danny, let us know if you think... Danny, if you have a good Ratzenberger trivia, send it in. Maybe we'll use it next week. It's a little treat for those of you who stick around so long. You can get some hints as to what may inspire our process. Sorry, everybody, about that little debacle. I'm so glad that you guys got it. You know, I wasn't having that much excitement since we had to pull up a tiebreaker. We had a great tiebreaker that one time. It was how many bathrooms are in the White House. I made some jokes about
Oh, that was a good one.
Politicians and bathrooms. It was great. It was great. Wow. Got $420 for Open Book Theater. Everybody should feel real pleased about themselves. I know I do. If you want to have a trivia night for a friend, please let us know. Host us, or maybe even pay for our slides. Maybe you want to host.
Yeah, just sell the game to you.
We can sell the game. We have these all kind of prepped up and ready to go. You just need a mic or stream service. Well, we got a fancier stream service so we can do the slideshow and the voices. Danny, you didn't play before, did you? This is your first game, right, Danny? Oh my gosh. Sorry. Microphone is nowhere near my mouth. Danny, this is the first time you played with us?
I think she played last week.
I think you played last week. Yeah, I think we played last week.
She's on Sonia's team.
Oh, were you on? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're on Sonia's team. Who was all in your team, Danny? You're the only one I can see is in it. Oh, but you splintered off. You did your own team. Last week you worked for Tipping Point, but now you said you wanted to hoard the money for yourself. I get it. He says. Hear that? He says, Come on. Say the thing. Say, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Wow. Get him in the recording booth. We're going to record some new generic baby noises to lease out to Getty Images, Photo Stock, all those stock images sites.
Voice artist.
Yeah, Foley. We're going to sell these to Foley effects. Come on, do another one, please. No, he's got nothing. All right, he's not here for my amusement. Apparently, he only wants to talk when he has something serious to say. We're at 7 viewers. You're now officially in the post game. I'm done talking about the Open Book Theater Company, great organization, but I'm done with them. They're so generous. Oh yeah, Danny, your team is Pat, Alicia, Nick, you, Sonia, and her husband Mike. Yeah, great team. Great team. A lot of great people. I know a lot of you here just for the baby. So we'll keep him on for now. This is precious baby Zito. If you're not familiar with me or Maria, this is our 9-week-old baby. 10-week?
I don't know.
10-week-old baby. 10-week-olds as of today. All right, Krista's signing off. Thank you so much, Krista, for reaching out to us. If anybody else has a nonprofit theater in the area, have them message us. Krista reached out on behalf of Open Book Theater, and here we are. Raised $420 for them. So, don't be ashamed to reach out for help.
Yeah.
I don't know how many tickets that is in there, but, it's at least 20. Probably. I haven't checked their ticket pricing in a little while, but anyways. Of course, you can always go and see their show. Check out their website, which I linked in the chat earlier. Zito, post-game interview. What was your favorite question of the night? I see. Good choice. Good choice. Yeah, of course he loved the raccoon question. Ranger Rick, classic, beloved by all children. Danny's getting out of here. Bye-bye, Danny. You got a few beers in the fridge. Maybe we'll enjoy one. Tomorrow's my first day of work in 10 weeks. My first day of work in 10 weeks. Very sad. This is a fun thing to end on, but I got to go to bed at a reasonable time tonight. Very sad. I got to be at work and do the things I do for work tomorrow. First time in 10 weeks. Very sad, very sad. Gonna miss him. I'll be in the same house as him, but I'll still miss him. I'll just be in a different room with a closed door so I'm not distracted. Yeah. Yeah, he says. All right, everybody, we're officially in the post game. We're well into the post game, and we've dropped down to my undisclosed number that I had in my head. We are now down to 5 viewers. When I said we're down to 5, I'm going to quit. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you next week. Again, it's going to be next Thursday at 7 p.m. Next Thursday at 7 p.m., we're going to raise funds for Theater Nova. Everybody, you have a great night. Thank you for playing. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your generosity. Bye-bye.